Hi friends, my name is Nandita. I am from Andhra Pradesh.
Children, you have learned that things around us are neither living or non-living. Further, you may recall that all living organisms carry out certain basic functions. Can you list these functions? Yes, different set of organs perform the various functions you have listed. In this chapter, you shall learn about the basic structural unit of an organ, which is the cell. Cells may be compared to bricks, and bricks are assembled to make a building. Similarly, cells are assembled to make the body of every organism. First, let us discuss the discovery of cells. The discovery of cell is one of the most remarkable advancements in the field of science. It helps us to know that all living organisms are made up of cells, and these cells helps in carrying out various life processes. The structure and functions of cell helped us to understand life in a better way. Children, let us discuss who discovered cells. Robert Hooke discovered the cell in 1665. Robert Hooke observed a piece of bottle cork under a compound microscope and noticed minuscule structures that reminded him to small rooms. Consequently, he named these rooms as cells. However, his compound microscope had limited magnification and hence he could not see any details in the structure. Owing to this limitation, Hooke concluded that these were non-living entities. Later, Anton van Leeuwenhoek observed cells under another compound microscope with higher magnification. This time, he had noticed that the cells exhibited some form of movement. As a result, Leeuwenhoek concluded that these microscopic entities were alive. Eventually, after a host of other observations, these entities were named as animalcules. In 1883, Robert Brown, a botanist, provided that very first insight into the cell structure. He was able to describe the nucleus present in the cell of orchids. Children, let us discuss in detail about the structure and functions of the cell. Cell. A cell is defined as the smallest basic unit of a life that is responsible for all of life process. Cells are the structural, functional and biological units of all living beings. A cell can be replicated itself independently, hence they are known as the building blocks of life. Cell is the structural and fundamental unit of life. The study of cells from its basic structure to the functions of every cell organelle is called cell biology. Both bricks in building and cells in living organisms are basic structural units. The buildings, though built of similar bricks, have different designs, shapes, sizes. Similarly, in the living world, organisms differ from one to another, but all are made up of cells. Cells in the living organisms are complex living structures, unlike non-living bricks. All organisms are made up of cells. They may be made up of a single cell, means unicellular, or many cells like multicellular. Myoplasma are the smallest known cell. They provide structure to the body and convert the nutrients taken from the food into energy. Cells comprise several cell organelles that perform specialized functions to carry out life process. Every organelle has a specific structure. The hereditary material of the organism is also present in the cell. Each cell contains a fluid called the cytoplasm, which is enclosed by a membrane. Also, present in the cytoplasm are several biomolecules like proteins, nucleic acids, and lipids. Moreover, cellular structures are called cell organelles are suspended in the cytoplasm. A hen's egg can be seen easily. Is it a cell or a group of cells? The egg of an hen represents a single cell and it is big enough to be seen by the unaided eye. Cells are the basic fundamental units of life. Already we discussed that. So, if we were to break a part of an organism to the cellular level, the smallest independent component that we would find would be the cell. The cell size ranges from 0.1 to 5.0 micrometer in size. The cell wall is a rigid structure which is made up of polysaccharides. A membrane-bound, well-defined nucleus is absent in some cells. Genetic material is circular DNA and occurs naked in the cell cytoplasm. It is attached to the cell membrane and called nucleoid. Explore the cell notes to know what is cell, cell definition, cell structure, types and functions of a cell. Children, cell in biology, the basic membrane bond unit that contains the fundamental molecules of life and of which all living things are composed. A single cell is often a complete organism in itself, such as bacterium or yeast. Other cells acquire specialized functions as they mature. These cells cooperate with each other, specialized cells, and become the building blocks of a large multicellular organisms such as humans and other animals. Cells are much larger than atoms. They are still very small. The smallest cells are a group of tiny bacteria called myoplasma. Some of these single-celled organisms are sparse, as small as 0.2 μm in diameter. Cells of humans typically have a mass of 400,000 times larger than the mass of a single mycoplasma bacterium. But even human cells are only about 20 μm across. It would be require a sheet of about 10,000 human cells to cover the head of a pin. And each human organism is composed of more than 30 cells. Now let us discuss the characteristics of cells. Children, following are the various essential characteristics of cells. Cells provide structure and support to the body of an organism. The cell interior is organized into different individual organelles surrounded by a separate membrane. The nucleus holds genetic information necessary for reproduction and cell growth. Every cell has one nucleus and one membrane bound organelles in the cytoplasm. Mitochondria, a double membrane bound organelle, is mainly responsible for the energy transactions vital for the survival of the cell. Lysosomes digest unwanted material in the cell. Endoplasmic reticulum plays a significant role in the internal organization of the cell by synthesizing selectively molecules and processing, directing, and sorting them to the appropriate locations. Thank you.